So business back to normal after a week off.
Yes,
You
apologies.
imagine we're
Yeah.
you imagine we're running up and down the hills in Olinda. I had to get out of town for a business meeting.
Yeah. So yeah.
Let's leave it at that. Okay. So here we go. So it looks like I was born at the right time. How
Hmm.
about that? When I was younger and fitter, I witnessed growth. And in the beginning of my sunset years,
Hmm.
I'm witnessing stability, of course, until the next problem presents itself.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I recently read an article which could have been watching my life as a guide when it was written. It's unfortunate for people who were born 20 odd years after me because they wouldn't have seen the same things I did. Well, not in the same light,
Yeah.
according to the article. So us Scorpions, born in 61, have had it good, even though we didn't realize it at the time.
Well,
So what am I on about at the end of the day? I'm on about quality of life. Now, this article was trying to sort of marry wages and quality of life in the same under the same umbrella. But we need to separate that.
mm,
We can talk about quality of life and not necessarily anything monetary.
yeah.
Uh, so, or at least it is for the average Joe blogs in the
Yes.
UK,
Yeah.
and that's where we're concentrating on. The article points out that over the last 20 years, the quality of life of the average Brit in the UK has been rising at just 0.5% a year per annum.
Mm,
This means purchasing power, ease of mind, time being spent for leisure and such that makes us all happy campers. It appears not to be getting better year on year, or not by much anyway.
yeah.
This contrasts starkly with the 40 odd years previously, when on average it rose 1.8% per annum. Of course, it wasn't just a straight line going up. It wasn't just this,
Yeah.
as life, it has its ups and downs. But on
Mm,
average, our quality of life rose 1.8% from the mid 60s to the early 2000s. Now, I had to think why my quality of life rose as such, and I'll put it down to innovation and pricing. When I was around 8 years old, on the street where I lived, Kirkstall Avenue, in a town called Haywood at that time, only three people owned a car when I was 8. My dad, my uncle, and a neighbour who I can't remember the name of. Now, 6 months before this point, only one person owned a car, and that was the neighbour.
okay.
My uncle and my dad got some money together and each bought a second-hand car.
Mm,
My uncle, he bought an Austin A35,
mm.
right? And my dad, an Austin A40.
Big Lexus pieces. Yeah.
Right? My uncle's car was around 10 years old and my dad's a little newer,
Yeah.
but both were bought with sacrifice.
Mm,
We had to sacrifice things to get them.
yeah.
TV had a radical change,
Mm,
becoming a full color goggle box rather than just a black and white screen.
mm,
Right?
yeah.
Not every TV could get BBC Two back then. That was a luxury.
Mm,
Going for a day out, this entered my head as well. You
yeah.
know, my brother and I went to Blackpool for the day, and we had 10 shillings each to spend. That's 50p for the
Yeah.
for the people who don't know what old pound shillings and pence were.
Yes.
We went on the Big Dipper.
Yeah.
We went on the Wild Mouse.
Mm,
Each we each had a Knickerbocker Glory. You can't go to Blackpool without having a Knickerbocker Glory.
yeah. Yeah.
Went to the arcades and even had a game of bingo, and I won a cheap toy.
Mm,
Once again, it wasn't easy to get the 10 shillings, but my mum managed it, and we had a great day out.
mm, yeah.
Microwaves came into being and revolutionized the kitchen and how we cooked our meals.
Mm,
A microwave and a slow cooker in the same kitchen was a blessing, as it saved so much time preparing and cooking meals, not to mention the deep freezer, which not everybody had at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Washing machines that not only washed but dried the clothes. Why? A housewife could load the washer, return to the living room to watch Mary Mungo and Midge and smoke a tab or two, and an hour later return to take the dry clothes out ready for ironing.
Yeah.
Ironing. Ironing.
Ironing, yeah.
What about ever-pressed trousers? You just hung them up. You didn't
Yeah.
need to iron them, you just hung them up. What I'm getting at here is that during the late 60s to around about 2000 or so, it was a golden age for innovation, where perhaps each novelty to come along did contribute to a better quality of life.
Mm.
Not forgetting that these were sacrifices made to be able to purchase such things, as their price inevitably became within the reach of the majority.
Mm.
When they were launched into the market, they were really, really expensive.
Yes. Yeah.
As they started to produce more, the price came down and
Mm.
more people could buy them. These days, what people deemed a luxury back then has become the norm.
Mm. Of course.
So it isn't such a rarity to have a motor car. Most kitchens have a microwave and washing machine, but there seems to be a plateau when it comes to innovation to actually make our lives easier.
Mm.
For example, latest thing, self-driving car. Does that really make our life easier?
That's a good question.
They
Yeah.
might make military mobilization easier, but in general, I don't see the need. Quality of life doesn't really get better when you are a homeowner, as you
Mm.
don't have the flexibility as a renter.
Mm.
Saying that, I had to come to Brazil before we bought our place to live,
Mm.
near the missus. Property here, if you earn pound notes, is about a quarter of the price of something similar in the UK. More or less about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or at least it was when we purchased this place. These days it might be cheaper because property prices in the UK seem to have taken a perverse course of their own for no reason. All of a sudden, property prices in the UK rose
Yeah.
from a phenomenal amount.
Mm.
But in the end, what I'm trying to say is, how can the quality of life improve the way it did all those decades ago? What are we missing to really make our lives significantly better? That is a question that the 20-year-olds have to ask themselves. Where does it go from here?
Right. Okay. I mean, yes, this is as I'm getting older, a question I'm asking myself, and I have clients who are a lot younger than me. We have discussions about this. I mean, obviously, I was born early 70s, effectively 10 years after you. But yeah, I've probably had the same experiences as you did. I knew times when my parents didn't have so much money and times when they did. Times when they had to get rid of a car, times when we got a new car, or my father had a company car. Yeah, I remember he got an MG Maestro once back. That was a nice car, fast as well for its time. Um, yeah, I mean, when we talk about quality of life, yes, I mean you can link it in with pay. Is a wealthier man any more happier than a poor man? Yeah, if you understand what I'm saying with this, yeah, they have different stresses in life. A rich man's got to figure out how to stay rich. A poor man's got to work out how to become rich. Um, but yeah, overall, I mean, yes, we've got labor saving devices. Yeah, in my mother's lifetime, that people used to hand wash clothes. And I say, yeah. Again, yeah. So when when women now moan about having to load and unload the washing machine, you think, well, go back, go back 80 years. Yeah.
Yeah, what about the scrub dub dub in between
Yeah,
those two
yeah.
actions?
And I'm not quite saying mangling, but I mean, it is possible people had less time, but were happy because they were doing things, even singing.
The
Yeah,
first washing machine that my mum got
yeah,
was an upright with
yeah,
electric mangle on the back.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah. If anyone wants to look, it's two rolls. You just turn the handle, or some became electric eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah,
My mum's was
um,
fun.
yeah, yeah. These things crossed out. I mean, yeah. I mean. But clothes were a lot different then as well. Admittedly, as you said, they needed a lot more care, but they could take a lot more washing as well, possibly. Um, but yes, so there was that labour saving, and when you're talking about it, then in the entertainment world, it's like you said, we had radio before then, and listening around the radio was a sort of entertainment. Dick Barton,
Right.
Special Agent, was
Well,
the kiddies programs, yeah, along with others, and
but did it improve quality of life? This is
um,
the thing. I mean, if you
y-
look at these days, right?
yeah,
Why do we need an iPhone 13 when we've got an iPhone 10?
well, absolutely no reason because it does the same
There you
thing.
are. They,
I mean,
they, there you are. And self-driving cars.
yeah,
It's just these electric cars, even the electric cars, are just bells and whistles on basically as a box on wheels that gets you
yeah,
from A to
yeah,
B.
that's it. I mean, yes, they're just our research and development experiments. Yeah, just happen to be, as you said, on a chassis that just moves a lot. But I mean, when we're talking about this, I mean, okay, um, they're probably increased safety. Uh, Autonomous cars probably increase safety quite considerably if we're talking about straight driving. Okay, you look at statistics of accidents. It's probably lower with EV cars because they make decisions. It's a vehicle that only does one thing. It concentrates on driving. There have been some accidents because of autonomous cars, admittedly. But overall, they're probably a safer thing. And if you interlock them all with each other eventually, they'll be talking to each other. They're going along the road. I'm braking now, and the car behind will brake. Yeah, they'll all talk. I mean, it's incredible technology, and lots of us still like when we get behind a wheel to actually drive to do something. Yeah, um,
I'm one of them.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the crazy thing is, even under law, well, as stands, I think in the UK at the moment, I can't speak for the US. You have to be awake at the wheel, ready to take control, because I think it cuts out 20 seconds before an incident to allow you to do something. I believe I can't remember what the actual thing is. It makes decisions, or it says handing over to somebody
Well,
who's
I think if you've got to be awake for your driverless car to take you anywhere, you've got to be pretty lazy if you don't want to drive.
yeah. I mean,
No,
I mean,
and you have to have a driving license because if by some
yeah,
quirk of fate the car fails, you've got to
mm,
take over the commands.
yeah. I mean, we're
And
talking,
so I don't see how that is an improvement of the quality of life. I mean, not having a car,
mm,
that's quite a step up,
yeah,
right, in your quality of life. It
mm,
gives you more independence. It allows you to go here and there.
mm,
But having an old car like mine,
mm,
right, 20 years old, my car,
yeah,
21 years old, and a state of the art new car,
mm,
apart from the status symbol that it is,
yeah.
both of them do exactly the same
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, possibly what has improved us a bit are the when we talk about cars is the app taxis, where you can do it and you can theoretically have a car within 5 minutes, in about 5 minutes to
Yeah,
your door.
but,
Yeah,
but that's a business. That's
yeah,
not
but it's still as an individual that's good for us. It means I don't have to own a car. Yeah, I can get a car. I could phone a taxi company and they come and pick me up. But um, it's convenience of using your i13 to just order a service, maybe. Yes, I agree. Um, but overall, but when I look at it, yes, what has improved our quality of life is sitting down watching Netflix actually improved our quality of life. We got more options for entertainment now than ever before. I'm going to jump this. It's
right.
not
No,
improved
no.
my quality of life. It's given
Oh,
me options. Um, I can't sit all day. I like watching films, as you know, and some TV series. But I can't sit all day and watch them. Quality of life to me is actually still, yeah, put down the phone and read a book. Um, that's good quality of life for me, being able to do that. Still, yeah, still read a book, a conventional book where I can go into my own world. Um, I've got time to do that because I've got labor saving devices now that let me do that. Um, Yeah, I mean, I know the point you're driving. Yeah, what is quality of life? You and I can remember happy childhoods because we weren't sat in front of a
Not
pe-
every day was happy. Not
no,
every day.
well,
Like I said, life has its ups and downs.
yeah, but we learned from it. We know now that life isn't a it isn't sort of full of unicorns in the fields and everything else. We learned the hard way that yeah, sometimes yeah, we see our parents come home or father come home stressed for his job. Yeah. His boss had been getting a hard time. He gave my father a hard time. Yeah. My father didn't like to give anyone else a hard time. He's too decent to do that. Yeah. But it was a yeah, a different time. I mean, I grew up in the 80s, which was sent to be so bad because of Thatcherism in the UK. We had a great time because we were outside that. We weren't obsessed with what was happening all the time. It was on the news that we're meant to be depressed. How many of us paid any attention? We went out, we played football in a park. Yeah.
Right.
We had bikes. Um, and yeah, we had
So
homework.
one could argue that Nintendo has reduced the quality of life for a lot of people because they've just been sat plopped in front of a computer screen.
I think it's I mean, don't forget, I've had the games machines and everything, but I didn't have a lot of games and used to play them in between times. I had parents who used to say, "Stop this! You've got to be doing this now. Get
Yeah,
out there." Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, it was a yes. Um, yeah, it certainly probably contributed to child obesity. When you hear of a kid talking about a wonderful goal they scored, you get listening, and then it turns out it's on a gaming machine, and it's like, what? FIFA? Yeah, you talk yeah, it's like, yeah, okay, if you're in the park and you talk about, even get a goal you
One of
scored.
one of the one of the laziest conversations I heard was of a small boy
Yeah,
who researched and researched to find you can download cheats for video games,
yeah, oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so he used to download the cheats on the video games to get the high scores. I didn't really see the point of doing it.
Well, Um, it's like with some video games, you can actually, with real money, real world money, buy additional bits of armor and things to protect you and things like this.
But that's for
Instead
the
of,
that's for the game machine companies to make to
yeah.
make
But
people.
those that don't have that, okay, this is a microcosm of life. But yeah, okay, so life then is moving into these games. And again, producing jealousy and everything I want to go and my entertainment to get away from. Um, it's, yeah, okay. I mean, it's always the same. As a society, as people, we've got to decide what we accept and what we won't accept. Um, the problem is, I'm not being funny. Gaming, they're like they are. I'm going to be honest. I'm not saying they're drug dealers, but they're selling a drug. Yeah, that is affecting our children. But the agreement was with my child the school grades stay up. She works, gets the school grades. Now she goes to work, so it's a different game now. She's earning money, contributing to the household as well. Um, Comes and does the washing and everything else, loads the washing machine and empties it. Um, I'm not allowed to do it because I don't do it right, apparently. Um, yeah, but yeah, takes an active interest and then plays the games then. So still does gaming, but everything is done before the gaming starts because fresh mind. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, I'm just sort of thinking about what youngsters have these days in the UK
yeah.
that they accept as being normal.
Well, I think it's in. I think yeah,
And the thing is, where's the next step? Because I mean, travel is cheap. We
yeah,
did a podcast
yeah,
about this the other
yeah,
day about how
yeah,
cheap it is to go to Spain,
yeah.
and how you can stay there for around about 100 quid.
Mm,
Right? Um, so that's become the norm.
mm,
That's become the norm. It used to be when I was a kid. If you took an airplane,
yeah,
my dad used to wear a suit and tie.
yeah,
To get
Oh
on the
yeah,
British
yeah.
Eagle to go
You
to
see
come
the
back
old
from Singapore.
1960s. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it was
right.
an event. It was an
That's
event.
right. That's right.
Um,
And now it's accept if now if it now if it's the norm, what's next for travel? You know, what's next for
well,
just day-to-day living? I mean, quality of life
mm,
for me at the end of the day, it has to be peace of mind.
yeah.
If
yes.
the youth of today are thinking it's tough, and they're thinking it's a hard life,
Mm,
you know, I don't know what it's them that should make the decisions
mm.
about how they're going to get their life easier.
Well, people like me, I do talk to younger people. I don't indoctrinate younger people, but I show them videos when I was growing up in the 80s.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
okay, different country and everything. It's interesting. And again, okay, and I'll show them some American ones. Yeah, British youth and American youth has always been very similar. Yeah, not exactly the same. Um, yeah, I could show them images of Bradford and totally destroy people's illusions of how wonderful the UK was and probably is today as well. Um, no disrespect to anyone in Bradford, but I think they know what I'm talking about. I mean, you see some of the old cities, and yeah, things have improved quite a bit. You know, some of them, and yeah, decreased in others. But yes, it's quite you say. The priority is enough money for food on the table. Yep, enough money, and then the niceties come after that. The problem is we've now got is that if your kid doesn't have a Nintendo, they're out the game, as it were, if you excuse me, because they're all online playing with each other. Yeah. Um, My parents didn't have a lot of money. We used to have friends that had gaming machines, and we used to go around their house. Suddenly, their
Yeah.
parents bought them a game machine and ended up with a load more kids in the bonus. Yeah. Um,
But
but yeah,
at least it was a social event.
that's the point I'm getting to. I mean, even go to an arcade was a social thing, and even if you didn't have the money to play constantly, you could just go there and watch other people, and it was
Watch.
a social thing. Watch, and it was. Um, we went to cinemas as a group sometimes.
Mm.
Yeah. It was a shared experience. Um, and I think that's what it was. I mean, we didn't have our entertainment laid on. Like you said, we only had 3 channels when I first started to have TV, became aware of TV. Certain times it would all go off, or there'd be programs that weren't really of interest. We went and did our own thing. Yeah,
And the funny thing is, Mark, that of all the channels that are available these days,
yeah.
I'd probably only watch two or three anyway.
I think that's the majority of us.
There might be something where something has aroused my attention,
Yeah.
and then I have to go what I call the naughty boy channel to tap
Mm.
into that one.
Well, yeah.
But uh, but in general, I just watch two or three channels at the most.
Well, yeah, this is it. I mean, you're a bit older, you've settled down. You still have a good attention span as well. Bear that in mind. Um,
What? What?
yeah, yeah, bored already. Yeah, but you have an attention span probably greater than mine is actually some times. Yeah, I mean, I can sit and read a book or something, but I might pick the book down, then go online, have a look at a couple of things, or I might read something in a book, go online, check a couple of facts or how it relates to today, then go back to the book. Um, I try and look it up in another book if I can, actually, sometimes. Um, yeah, I mean, but it's like you say, our quality of life. Now, we're going to talk about how happy we were. We didn't, as you said, we didn't know how happy we were when we were happy. We
No.
look at the youth of today, and I'm being quite honest, and I'm talking about youth. They're all either having, okay, I'm going to put a under psychiatric care on sort of
Mental
drugs,
breakdowns.
uppers or downers. Younger people, I'm talking about people in their 20s as well. And I'm thinking, why? Well, got this problem and that problem. That was a Tuesday morning for me. Yeah. Uh, oh, life isn't fair. Hey, man,
Well,
newsflash. um, yeah, how you going to deal with it? Oh, he's got anger management issues. What, you mean he got annoyed about something? Oh, she's depressed. No, she's just a bit